Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm going to be talking about the alternate series 4. Now this has to be one of the most interesting out of all of them I've done, because not only was a lot mapped out of what would have happened, but it was really close to have been made, and it would have affected the beloved 4th series and the recent 60th anniversary too. But how would it have changed it all? Well, without no further ado, let's get into the video and see how it would have all changed. Now, the reason Cathrine Tate would have turned down the role in Series 4 as full-time companion would have definitely been scheduling conflicts, as this was nearly the reason why she couldn't make it. It's not because of enjoyment, because even before Series 4, she has stated multiple times how she really enjoyed doing Doctor Who. So it would definitely have been down to scheduling conflicts, and this was nearly the reason why, because she was very busy in 2008, and to do Doctor Who is a very full-time thing, so that's one of the reasons why she nearly never made it, and in this parallel universe, she never did. This would have meant there would have been a gap for a companion in Series 4, and this companion would have been Penny Carter. Now, what's most interesting is for a while, this character was actually being brought to life, and it was nearly made until Cathrine Tate said yes. What's most interesting is this character still exists in our universe. Penny Carter is the science correspondent of The Observer, investigating adipose industries. Now, her character was changed slightly, seeing as Donna was in the episode and was going to be the companion. But had this Penny Carter have actually been the companion, she would have been played by a different actress. Some names that were thrown out there were Sheridan Smith or a younger Sarah Parrish. Russell T Davies also did have his eye on another actress who was never named, and he did want to use her as the companion. He did even bump into her on the street one time and could see Penny in her, but this actress has never been named and we might never get to know the name. Had Penny Carter been the companion in this series, she would have shared very similar traits to Donna Noble. She would have been intelligent, sassy, and able to match the Doctor's banter. She would have also had a northern accent and be from the suburban neighbourhood of the north of England. Russell T Davies wanted to do this because he felt he could not only write northern accents, but also he wanted it as a nice contrast from Rose and Martha. Keeping with similarities, it wouldn't have only been Donna and Penny who shared similarities, but also Penny's mum Moira and Sylvia, and Wilf and Penny's granddad. Now, Moira, Penny's mum, would have been lottery winner Posh and Naggy, whereas Penny's granddad would have been a sweet, older, gentle bloke with a telescope in the shed, always been a stargazer, again, very similar to Wilf and Sylvia. As you can see, Donna and her family and Penny and her family are mirror images to each other, showing that Russell D Davies didn't want to waste the idea and wanted to go along the same lines no matter who played them. Now, what's interesting is, would have Wilf actually been Penny's granddad? Now, we know originally Wilf was never actually meant to be Donna's granddad, because originally the Stargazer would have actually been Donna's dad, who appeared in The Runaway Bride, but he passed away in real life unfortunately, so it changed to Wilf. So in this alternate series, would have Wilf been Penny's granddad? It's very, very unlikely, which again is a great shame, but we can't say for certain, but either way, if it wasn't Wilf played by Bernard Cribbins, then it would have been a great shame that we missed out on that. Looking at Series 4's episodes now, there are some which would have gone ahead no matter who was the companion, and some which would never have happened. One which would never have happened was Partners in Crime, only being written because Donna was back. Originally, the first episode, which was untitled, but I'm going to call it The Dome, would have seen Penny throwing her boyfriend a surprise party. She turns out the lights and surprises her boyfriend, but behind her was another woman. Penny, being vulnerable, lonely, and looking for the right man, would have passed the TARDIS and later bumped into the Doctor, but not until at a T-junction she turns left and gets trapped in an enormous dome created by an alien spaceship. It is here they learn an alien is being hunted through the streets and she saves the Doctor from dying. This story originated from early 2007 and was the main story to introduce Penny. Now, when Penny's character fell through and so did the episode, Russell T Davies went to watch the Simpsons movie and was glad that he never unintentionally duplicated the plot because they did something very similar to what he had planned. In between this story and the Partners in Crime, I've read online there was another untitled story which was meant to be the first episode. This originally involved the Doctor and Penny, but then when Cathrine Tate was coming back, it involved the Doctor and Donna. This untitled story involved a species called the Vorlex, which are vicious dog-like aliens. The alien world they overran with its last survivors opened a portal to Earth in the hope the Vorlex travelled to Earth and leave them. The portal on Earth manifested itself into an old dilapidated house, drawing the attention of the Doctor and Penny, then the Doctor and Donna. The story behind why this one was never made is because Russell T Davies had become disillusioned by it, because now he didn't have to introduce a new companion, so wrote the Partners in Crime instead. Penny, being a journalist like in our reality, would have been really useful in episodes like the Sontaran Stratagem. She could have either been the journalist at the beginning investigating the Ratigan Academy and nearly drowning in the car, or the woman who drowned in the car could have been Penny's colleague, and that's where she finds out about Atmos and what's going on. One episode we know for certain would have definitely gone ahead was Turn Left. Now, as you know, in Turn Left, Donna turned the other way, and because of it, she never met the Doctor, and the Doctor died. Now, in this reality, Penny would have turned the other way and wouldn't have got trapped in the dome, therefore would have never have saved the Doctor. And of course, because she never saves the Doctor dies. Now, in Penny's one, it would have only started from the first episode in Series 4, whereas Donna's one goes all the way back to the Ragnos episode. So I feel like in our reality we were more lucky that we got this Turn Left than Penny's Turn Left, because Donna's Turn Left goes just back to before Rose, so it involves the Ragnos, the Titanic crash, and even before the Titanic, Harold Saxon as well, not existing. So I feel like in this reality we were more lucky to get our Turn Left. Although there would have still been Penny's Turn Left, I definitely feel like ours is much more enjoyable. Now, I've spoke about similarities, but there is one very different thing between Donna and Penny, and that's the fact that there would have been a romantic relationship with the Doctor and Penny. Now, of course, we know there is absolutely no way there's a romantic relationship between Donna and the Doctor, and there never would be. But in this reality, it was planned that Penny would have had a romantic relationship with the Doctor. Now, this would have definitely affected a few things. Starting with Rose, how would it have affected Rose's return if she was returning in this series? It maybe would have lessened the impact, and also it would have made it look like the Doctor had forgotten about Rose. But on the other hand, if he didn't forget about Rose, and he's running towards Rose while Penny's behind him, it would have made Penny feel very bad. It would have made her feel like her boyfriend all over again, where he's chosen another woman, and it wouldn't have reflected well on the 10th Doctor either. How would Martha have reacted as well? Would she still have been over him? And how would she have felt knowing that he loved the woman before her and the woman after her, but not Martha herself? It would have meant he treated Martha even worse than he did in Series 3. And in terms of Penny's ending, at least for Series 4, I definitely feel like it would have been a memory wipe as well. She learns with the Doctor, she loves with the Doctor, and then her memories wiped all of him. So I definitely feel like Russell T Davies would have gone with that, because again, it's a really heartbreaking ending, and I feel like he definitely would have kept that. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, it wouldn't have only affected the beloved 4th series, but also the 60th anniversary too. Now, we all know the reason the 60th anniversary happened was because in the lockdowns, when there was the tweet-alongs, Donna said about how fun it'd be to do it all over again, and that's where Russell T Davies got the idea. But if Penny was the companion in Series 4, would this have still happened? Technically, it could have still happened because it would have happened in the watch-along of The Runaway Bride, and in this reality, Donna was obviously still in The Runaway Bride. But would she have said it if she hadn't have done a full series with David Tennant? Possibly and possibly not. If Russell T Davies never went with the idea and Cathrine Tate never said it, then definitely the 60th anniversary would have been completely and utterly different. What would have happened in its place, I have no idea. Now, if she did say and Russell T Davies did still go with the idea, then I feel like a lot of it would have stayed the same. The Starbase would have had to be changed quite a bit though, because of course it wouldn't have involved Donna getting her memory back, as the last time she saw him was in The Runaway Bride. But if the last time she saw him was in The Runaway Bride, I don't think it would have been as good to have Donna and the Doctor, because they haven't had that sort of series where they sort of bonded. They only met the once. So again, if they did go with it, it wouldn't have been as good. With all alternate series, it's always interesting to see what would have happened. But in a way, I would have loved to have seen this series, because I feel like even though a lot of things are the same, not having Donna in it would have changed it so much. Even if you get the characters the same and a lot of the things the same, it feels like it would have been different. Now, over the last few days I have watched some of the Series 4 episodes, like The Partners in Crime, The Sontaran two-parter, and then also Turn Left, and just watching it and thinking how this would have been different is really interesting. It's something really interesting to explore. So although I do feel like the series would have stayed the same, it would have felt very different. Apart from missing out on more Donna and more Cathrine Tate, I feel the only negative of the series would have been the romantic relationship between Penny and the Doctor. It would have felt far too soon and far too repetitive as well, and it really would have lessened the impact of Rose's return. So that's something I wouldn't have been keen to see, because although I did like the relationship between the Doctor and Rose, I wouldn't have liked to have seen it repeated again with the Doctor and Penny, and I know younger me would definitely have not liked to have seen this, and him getting over Rose so soon. But that's just my opinion. What do you think would have happened? How would it have been different? And would you have liked to have seen it? Let me know in the comments below. It's also not long till I've got something very exciting to show you guys. I'm less than 60 subscribers from getting to 500 subscribers. And when I do, I'm going to be doing a tour of my TARDIS on how I made it and how you can make your own. It's come together really nicely now I've done the finishing pieces, and I cannot wait to show you all. So if you enjoyed the video and love to see it, then make sure you're subscribed. But thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and see you in my next video soon. My last alternate series video for now is coming up in 2 weeks' time, because I'll be doing something very different next week, but then that one's coming up. So make sure to subscribe to see it, and make sure to subscribe to see my TARDIS on how I made it and how you can make your own. But I hope you enjoyed the video, and hopefully see you in my next video soon.